Like I told you in the morning, I was going to make this video to react on Epra. So Epra yesterday at around 10-11, they decided to release the new prices of petrol, diesel, and kerosene. Now, first of all, I have two issues that I have a problem with, and one is why they would release these prices at night. I mean, why? And secondly, is why the president and the deputy president are out of the country when these kind of news are being released. Because this has a very huge impact to your daily life, to everything you do, everywhere. I mean, it touches everything. But let us leave politics alone to politicians. We will only deal with the economic part, and I want us to look at the effect of the increase in petrol and these prices to our daily lives. You know, now, if you're not up to date, Super Petrol will now be retailing at 211, an increase of 17 shillings. We have diesel now retailing at 200, an increase of 21 shillings. And then we have kerosene retailing at 202, an increase of 33 shillings. The first thing I want to deal with is kerosene. And maybe this is something that people don't understand. Now, the cost of the cost of kerosene every time, over time, is priced lower than petrol and diesel. And this is the reason. We all know that more than 75% of Kenyans fall under the category of poor people. And by that I mean most of these people have no access to electricity, and some of them do not have access to gas. So they rely mostly on paraffin, kerosene to do what? To either cook or light. So you realize that some homes, and most homes even, they still rely on the tar. We call it in Swahili latrin. So over the years, from the Kibaki's government to Uhuru's government and the starting of this government, kerosene is deliberately priced lower. And if its price is high, then they subsidize it and keep it low. And this is and this is basically to ensure that these guys at the low pyramid, or the most vulnerable, the poor people who use this, who cannot afford electricity, who cannot afford gas, actually have a chance to use kerosene and paraffin. But this time, they seem to have removed everything. They have removed the subsidy, you know, and then you wonder, because this is the first insane move that this government is making. It is a joke. Yeah, the vulnerable are there to be cushioned. But what are you cushioning them if today diesel is actually retailing low than kerosene, that is more critical and important to the vulnerable? Now, let us leave that one alone. And let us look at the impact of this increase to our lives. You realize that it is going to affect each and everything you consume. And this is the reason. Everything from transport fare to products that are value added, and by value adding I mean any product that goes through manufacturing. And how is that? These manufacturing farms and factories use petrol. Yeah, they use electricity, and some of this electricity is generated through petrol. Yeah. So you realize that the cost of production is going to be insanely high. Now, just the other day we were complaining about the finance bill that probably increased the cost of petrol by around 10 shillings. Now today, there's no finance bill, but the cost of petroleum is going to go high by 17 shillings. Can you imagine that? The cost of kerosene is going high to 33 shillings. Yeah, that is insane, because everything is going to go high. And that says that, take for example, even the farm inputs, the farmers, say farm products, yeah. Most of farmers actually farm using tractors. And if these tractors are fueled through diesel, then that means that the cost of production is going to go high. And this has a ripple effect to the price of every product. Because what they will do is they're going to directly map the cost to the consumer. They're going to translate that cost to the end consumer. And that is what is going to happen. Now, just the other day, they were telling us about the government to government deal, the Saudi Arabia deal. So they were trying to convince us how this deal was going to be a master stroke, that is going to give the Kenyan shilling power over the dollar. That was going to take the dollar versus Kenya shillings to 120. But what have we seen over the time? What they did not appreciate is that if you did not pay the dollar, the oil with the dollar, then you still had to accumulate that money and still pay more insanely through using the dollar. So what is happening right now is there is an upsurge of demand for dollars. Yeah. The market right now is looking for dollars, and these guys promised that they are going to pay after 3 months, due after 6 months. Now 6 months is now, and they are mopping out every dollar in the economy, and that is why. And what you will see next is that everything is going to go high. Yeah, the forex is going to go high. It is at 150 right now, but in the next couple of weeks you'll see it at 155. 60, and we might lose control of it. So that is why I actually do not understand what these guys are doing. I don't know whether they are experimenting or I don't know, because over the time they're trying to increase the cost of everything. They're saying that they're trying to reduce the cost of production, but in reality they're actually increasing the cost of production, because production starts with electricity and petrol. If you want to reduce the cost of production, then you reduce kerosene, you reduce petroleum products, the prices, and electricity. But you cannot be saying one thing and doing the other thing. So that is not acceptable. Now, if you look at the economic indicators, say, that tells you how the economy is doing, look at the forex, look at interest rates, it shows that the economy is going to the dogs. It shows that in a minute time, we might lose control of this economy unless we do something different from what we are doing right now. The likes of Njuguna Ndung'u, by the virtue of serving the Mwai Kibaki's government, we thought that he's going to bring the classical way of thought, the invisible hand theory, to practice. But what he's doing is something that we do not even understand. I don't know what kind of economics they are using, or they are dealing with, or they are